Hello YouTube, this is Fragments of Memory, or the Armchair Philosopher. I'm responding to the video, Nice Guys and Betty Coopers, as done by YouTuber MelindaPendulum. In her video, she challenges those men who lament that women only want thugs, or I'm a nice guy, women don't like nice guys, and the classic, nice guys finish last. I will be the first to admit that I have made such statements, both privately and publicly. Watching her video made me examine and reevaluate my thought processes regarding this subject. One of the questions she posed was, does being a nice guy entitle you to a relationship? To answer simply, no. Being a nice guy does not entitle you to a relationship. First and foremost, merely having a desire for a particular thing or person does not automatically give you any rights to them. Secondly, you would have to define what nice is and then determine whether that definition of nice is a positive or negative thing and whether it is desirable or not. Many would define being a nice guy as a man who isn't promiscuous, or a woman who isn't promiscuous, who is not a thug, who doesn't have multiple children with baby mama drama included. I grew up being taught not to be the thug, the hustler, the slanger, the gangbanger, or the jerk. I was taught to respect my elders, say my prayers, easy on the swears, hold doors open for women, etc., etc. With all of these things, I considered myself to be a good man, while the aforementioned kinds of men were bad. I was even taught by the females in my life not to be that type of guy, yet many women seem to date, have sexual trysts with, and be impregnated by the very guy I was told not to be like. This frustrated and confused the hell out of me. I suspect that the disconnect between women's words and actions were also a source of anguish and frustration to other nice guys as well. If you were raised as I was, you most likely believe that good will someday triumph over evil, that cheaters never prosper, and the guilty are punished. This belief transfers over to dealing with the opposite sex. Hollywood has aided and abetted this type of thinking as well, i.e. The Revenge of the Nerds, Napoleon Dynamite, and other films with a nerdy underdog theme. Real life is a different matter, however. The thug, hustler, slanger, jerk is seemingly rewarded with the chance to gratify his desires with a plethora of women, while the nice guy stands by alone, seemingly forsaken by love or lust. MelindaPendulum brings a dose of reason to the despair experienced by the nice guy and the Betty Cooper. I do love the Archie comics reference, by the way. One of the things she pointed out was, if you do like someone, let them know up front. And if they reject you, keep it moving. Don't play the role of a friend and then be upset that you are stuck in the friend zone. That was one of the more brilliant points that she exercised in this video. And then again, when she referred to Betty Cooper, or Betty from Archie Comics, she referred to the dichotomy between Betty and Veronica. Veronica was the snobbish, stuck-up girl, but she had a little edge to her, where Betty was the goody two-shoes type of girl. And of course, her world revolved around Archie. And she was someone that allowed Archie to treat her very poorly and still come back. And she would take him back always. So one of the things she said is, don't make anyone the center of your world. More often than not, nice guys and Betty Coopers have a tendency to be pleasers, for they fear being rejected by the one that they love. They fear that no other opportunities will be available to them simply because this other person rejected them. They're looking for the outward validation. And of course, rejection is a fearful thing because nobody wants to be rejected. We are by nature social creatures. And we all want to be accepted, where the bad boy or the vixen or whatever, she doesn't care, or he or she does not care. Many bad boys, quote unquote, seem to give off this vibe of, I don't give a fuck what other people think of me. Pardon my language, of course. They seem to just say, this is me. If you like it, cool. If you don't like it, oh well. Where the nice person is, I want to please you. Oh my God, I want to please you. I need you. And the reality is, although people need people and we are interdependent, not independent, but we're dependent on one another like in an ecosystem, we need to just basically say we have to be who we are, for better or for worse. I want to comment on her vid and just say that she brought a mature, reasonable thing towards the whole everybody only wants a nice, everybody wants a bad boy, everybody wants a whore. And that's another thing, too. Many women are good for this. And I've known many females that do this, where there is always a woman who is quick to talk about how the other woman is promiscuous, a hoe, a slut, etc., etc., etc. And I believe in some respects, the women that seem to want to quote unquote slut shame are the same women that feel bad because they're not getting that type of attention. That could be a possibility. And I must utter again, MelindaPendulum. I do enjoy your videos. I have been following you for a short while. I do love the science fiction affiliation and affections you have. I too share those similar affections. And you seem to be a very bright young lady. And I just want to thank you for your mature analysis of this particular situation. And I'll admit that I too have made those complaints, as I've said earlier. And I do want to, and in probably some of my past YouTube videos, I've made those complaints, but you really helped me to sort of reevaluate some things. Well, thank you very much for your vid. And for anyone who's watching this vid, please tune in, subscribe, comment, love, hate, however you want to do that. And thank you for tuning in. Be easy like Sunday morning.